Hi everyone. In this video tutorial, I will create a logical standby database. So, in a logical standby database configuration, DataGuard SQL apply uses redo information shipped from the primary database. Archived redo log information is transformed into equivalent SQL apply process. And what it does, it actually uses log miner technology here. So these SQL statements are then applied to the logical standby database. The logical standby database is open read-write mode and available for reporting capabilities. We know that Oracle database 12c onwards, there is an option for active data guard where we can do like uh, real-time query, which enables one to open physical standby database in read-only mode while redo apply is active. But there is no option to add or modify additional structures. But with the logical standby database, we can create additional indexes and materialized views to improve our performance. Performance in a sense, like if we need that a specific business requirements report, so we can do that one here. We can also do like database upgrade. A logical standby database can also be used to upgrade Oracle database software and apply patch sets with like almost no downtime. So how that works, logical standby database can be upgraded to new release and switch to the primary database role. After that, the original primary database, we can convert it to a logical standby database and upgrade it. So it's a very good option that we can just do upgrade process to our physical like logical standby database, and then if we are happy we can just convert that primary database to logical standby database. So upgrade is almost you can do almost no downtime. So now let's go to all the processes like SQL apply process. So if SQL applies is a collection of parallel execution servers and background processes that apply changes from the primary database to the logical standby database. Let's talk about all those processes. First, you see that there is a reader process. So reader process reads redo records from the archive redo log files. Then after that, next process is prepare process. So what it does, it's convert the block changes into logical change records. At this point, the logical change records do not represent any specific transaction. And then it goes to builder process. So builder process assembles completed transaction from the individual logical change records. When that completes, then it goes to analyzer process. So analyzer process examines the records and possibly eliminating transactions and identifying dependencies between the different transactions. And after that, you see that coordinator process. So coordinator process assigns transactions, monitor dependencies between transactions and coordinates scheduling, and authorize the commitment of changes to the logical standby databases. Then it's coming after that apply process. So apply process applies the logical change records to the database, and it commits the transactions. It also asks the coordinator processes to approve transactions with unresolved dependencies and schedule appropriately. Now let's go to the lab to create a logical system database. So you can go to like Oracle documentation. So this is Oracle release 21C, and go if you go to section 4 where creating a logical standby database, and you can read through to get more information. So it is mentioned here like different supports for data types and attributes, or what we need to do. So the very first thing is that to create a logical standby database, we need to create a physical standby database first. Then we convert the physical standby database into a logical standby database. So in our setup here, we already created physical standby database. So here DevOps, my primary database server. So I'm connecting here. So checking the database role. So it's my primary database server. I'm going to open all the PDBs or pluggable databases. Here I am going to my physical standby database server, which is OEL75 database server. So checking here. So let's do some log switch to make sure that physical standby database instance is receiving redo from the primary database. So I see that it's receiving the redo information. Now let's stop the redo apply process on the standby side or standby server, database server. So before that, let's check the process of the physical standby database process status. Oh yeah, I see that MRP process is not running. Okay, let me stop the process. Oh, okay, I stopped that process, that for, okay, let me start that process, recovery process again, and then stop. As you know that from 12c, I think that we do not need to put that from session options here. So I have started redo apply and then going to you see that MRP process is there, that it's applying logs. So it got last time but it didn't apply, so it's applying logs, and now I'm going to stop the process. Sorry, I put the wrong command, so it should be cancel. So we have stopped redo apply, which is required to avoid to apply any changes past the redo that contains the log minor dictionary. So now I am going to my primary database server to build a log miner dictionary in the redo data. So to build a log miner dictionary in the redo data, mm, we need to execute like package dbms logs stdby, which you can remember that logically standby dot build, so that SQL apply can properly interpret the changes what is happening into the redo. When you do execute this one, it automatically enables supplemental logging. So DevOps is my primary database server. So log miner dictionary has been created. So now we are going to transition to a logical standby database, and for that we need to first that convert it to logical standby database. Uh, so we are going to execute that command to recover to logical standby and the standby database name. So during this time when all those commands are executing, we can see the logs, what is happening. So I'm going to see the logs for this like role transition, if I say. So let's connect to that server and see the logs. It's almost done. At the same time you see that here. So now we need to shut down the logical estimate database instance and restart it in mount mode first. But here you see that what has been done here, database name change or modify parameters. Name is same, but I think what it does, it just ID is changed because it's a separate database. Logic system database, separate database. So where you see that database has been shut down and open with reset logs option. Okay. So now we start this database into mount mode. We need to adjust initialization parameter. Normally you see that we set that up log archive days 1 days 2 based on number of standby databases. Yeah. So I already said this before. I think that I cannot see that one. So log archive days 2, for example, it's pointing to different server. And if we don't have any plan, because it's logically standby and we don't have any plan to role switch, so we can make that empty or set that up. So this is mainly because we don't want to role reversal in this case. Now we are going to open database with reset logs option. So going to open the logic list in my database. Now we are going to start SQL apply to begin applying redo data that has received from the primary database. So you see that all those log miners started. Let's open the pluggable database. Now let's see the different logical standby processes to view the current SQL apply activity. So, okay, before that, let's see the role, database role. So here we see the database role is logically standby and database is open, read write. So we can create additional indexes, for example, what we need based on our business requirements. And there is a difference with that one with the active data guard. Active data guard, you cannot set that up additional indexes or additional tables. where you can do that in logical system by database. So now let's check the processes. So here you see the different processes are there, logic listened by processes. And so you see applier, reader, builder, preparer. So you can, there are different other views that you can see. For example, logic listened by progress. So now here I showed you how to create a logic list by database. Um, Hope that will help you. Thank you. Thanks for watching.